Okay, one of the things you'll want to get used to is a variety of science tools that you'll have at your disposal when you get out into the classroom. And it can all be purchased through catalogs like the NASCO one that you had. This is one of my favorites. It's actually not through a science catalog, it's through a food cooking website. It's called a vacuum bin. And what it's designed to do is to preserve cookies and other types of cereals, things like that, by taking out some of the air so that they don't get stale as fast. Well, if you're changing air pressure, obviously that makes it a great tool to use in the classroom, particularly when dealing with air pressure. A lot of weather units in almost every kit has the kids making a barometer like this, okay, with a balloon on top. Now, what happens here is we know that air pressure changes, higher or lower. Okay? If air is rising, okay, the air pressure is going up, it's condensing and forming bad weather. Well, if that's what's happening around you, what happens is the air inside this cup tries to push up, okay, to move from the higher pressure to the lower pressure, and it pushes up on the balloon and makes the straw go down. Okay, so that's when we have what we call falling pressure. When we have high pressure coming in, the air is sinking, packing tighter together, it's pushing down on the balloon, trying to equal out with the air inside, and the balloon straw goes up. So this is what we call a homemade barometer. Now, the problem with this is kids will set this up in a window and they'll put a tape next to it, a centimeter tape, and they'll track that over a couple of weeks. It's very slow for them to see, and the change is very minute. But they can see a drastic change with this tool by putting it in. And watch what happens when I pump the air out. See the straw moving? As I take air out of the container, the air inside the cup is trying to push its way out. I bet you have one. Hold it. There you can see that it went back down now. Okay? So you can see the change in that. It doesn't work well. See the straw going down. Now, because there's such a change in pressure, so much pressure pushing on the outside, you can't pull the top off of that once it's down like that. Okay, now I'll show you how easy it is to come off once you let the air pressure back in, just with 2 fingers. I'll pass this around. But there's a lot of really great scientific uses for this when it comes to lowering air pressure. My favorite has to do with this time of the year now. You can get these marshmallow peaks. Think about this for a minute. What is a marshmallow really made out of? Besides the sugar, what's it mostly consist of? Air. So, if we change air pressure, then we should change this peep drastically. Put a little peep in here. Halloween works good too, because you can get the ghosts spread out on the Okay, so watch what happens to our peep now. So what's happening is the air that's trapped inside the peep is trying to get out. And just for comparison, so you can see how much of a change we made, you can see he's more than double in size. So I'll pass this around so you can look at it. It's kind of sticky. I'll leave it here. You can try to pull the container off. What we'll do then at the end, I'll show you this now and then I'll pump it back up, is by squeezing this and letting the air back in, he will shrink back down. Actually, he shrinks so much that he's deflated now because a lot of the air is coming out. So I'll pump another one back up and I'll pass it around. No live peeps were hurt in this demonstration. So these kinds of tools can be used in your science classroom. Once you figure out that some of these work on scientific principles that have some really neat uses. Okay, so pass that around. All right, questions about the vacuum bin. And those things aren't very expensive either. You can usually order those for about under $10 to get one of those. So.